During last year's Black History Month, a new initiative was launched to increase the number of people of African descent to contribute and edit entries on Wikipedia. The goal was, quote, to rectify the online encyclopedia's gaping diversity problem.
Oh yeah, gaping it is. But every month now, you can attend what's called Afro Free Culture Crowdsourcing Wikimedia. Wiki. Or AfroCrowd for short. Sherry Antoine is AfroCrowd's project manager, and she joins us now. Welcome, Sherry.
Hello.
So right off the top, we're going to hit you with the hard question. Is it Wikipedia or Wicca? Like what? Do you go Wiki, Wiki,
Well,
Wiki?
you know, Wikipedia is set in 290 languages all over the world, so you can choose which one you want.
Really? Okay.
Great answer.
I say Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
I say Wiki, yeah.
Wiki.
I don't say Wiki. But for those of us who don't know, Sherry, just in case there are people who don't, can you tell us what Wikipedia is?
Wikipedia is a crowdsourced encyclopedia, and it's the biggest one in the world. And it's the, right now it's the 6th or 7th, depending on what you look at, most visited website on the planet.
Yeah.
And it's where a lot of the world goes right now to find out about cups, about people, about history, about everything. And it actually is one of the platforms that took over for Britannica. So really think of it as your encyclopedia, but it's created by the world.
Put a lot of salesmen out of work, this Wikipedia did.
Well, you know, it's it's just a great resource, and everyone is using it, and it makes it easier for you to get information that you want right at your fingertips. Right. And I'm sure, you know, the last time you Googled something, it probably popped up
and
on that page, at the first page.
second thing.
Yeah.
We're told that it's a lot more accurate than those old encyclopedias that we used to go to every time you had a report due.
Well, it's updated more often.
Okay.
So, like I said, the whole world is using it. And so let's say you printed something maybe in 2013, and you have a question about something in that printout today. Well, you'll go to Wikipedia, and it'll be updated from yesterday. You know, if something happened on television the next day, or even that same hour, it's already on Wikipedia.
So how do you like, keep it honest though? Like if you go to the like, is the dress blue or black or like these things? Because a lot of perception is reality for folks. So how do you sort of keep things on the straight and narrow? Not that you work for Wikipedia, but what's the idea behind it?
Well, the great thing about it is that everything needs to be cited. It needs to come from a credible source, and it also needs to go through this process where there are different Wikipedias looking on it, to make sure it's correct, make sure it's cited, make sure it's researched and resourced. That there's a resource to back up what it says. And that's different than it was maybe 15 years ago. Since it began, this is our 15th anniversary, Wikipedia's 15th anniversary. But 15 years ago, you might have seen something incorrect stay on there a lot longer. But now there's so many eyes on it. And there are even bots that Wikipedia has to go through and make sure something hasn't been taken directly from,
But the people you said are Wikipedians?
Wikipedians.
That's what those people do.
So anyone technically with a Wikipedia account
is a Wikipedian.
Is a Wikipedian.
So it's not a place you can move if Donald Trump becomes president.
No.
You can't go to
Let's make it one.
I moved to Wikipedia. So I'm a Wikipedian.
Planting a flag in Wikipedia.
So this is an awesome idea that you have. When did you realize that there's not a lot of cultural context or a gaping sort of space there for people to inject a little bit of
their perspective?
I think what you're saying is, when did we notice that there was something to fix?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what that comes down to are statistically, and this is out of Wikimedia Foundation, it looks like there's basically less than 10% of women and minorities using Wikipedia as editors. And that's what we're trying to change, right? And we want to make it more of a not a visual, but we need to make it more representative of society. So, because Wikipedia kind of is like society, because so much of society is giving to it. So, and because of that, some of the biases in society are also prevalent. So we have a lot less women using it, and a lot less people of color and other minorities.
So if 1776, we know some events that went down there, how is it going to change the facts to have a minority or a woman or any sort of person who's not an old white guy edit that post? Like, how does it actually, when the rubber meets the road, sort of change that perspective?
If you have a different perspective, or you have certain concerns, for example.
Right.
I'm, as a Black woman, going to write, for example, let's go back to not World War II, but let's go back to the Civil War.
Okay.
I'm, as a Black woman, going to write from the perspective or look for research on the perspective that concerns me the most.
Yeah.
And as would someone, let's say, from Indiana versus someone from New York.
Right.
Right.
So because of these different perspectives, right, that makes the story.
Richer.
It makes it stronger.
Right.
And once you're able to have the different perspective included, then you have a better idea of what the story is.
Because it's not necessarily that the facts as they are wrong.
Right.
It's just that there are stories missing
There you
from
go.
the
Yeah.
entire
It's just another
picture.
chapter to flesh it
Yes.
out more, because it's broken down by sections. It's not just like somebody got shot on this day, read a book, next entry. There's different layers and levels of the wiki experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very cool.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
is Stacey Dash coming for you? Like, are there people who's like, we don't need this
I don't know
perspective?
Stacey Dash, so I don't
She
know.
knows you. No, but I'm saying there are people who's like, why do we have BET? Why do we have a Black History Month? But have you run into any resistance of people saying AfroCrowd? We don't need AfroCrowd. The facts are the facts.
That's a great thing. It's been a very welcoming experience. We were the keynote at in Washington, D.C. at WikiCon USA last year. And
progress.
right?
Awesome.
And we had so many Wikipedians from DC, from different parts of the country, from New York, who came out to this event. And the room was packed, and they all had questions. Some of them wanted to help out. And at all our events, we have people from all different backgrounds come and help. We partnered with Art and Feminism, which is a similar project, and had a great event at the MoMA just 2 days ago. And it was just great to see how many people want to see the bigger picture and want to make sure that these multicultural and gender gaps disappear from Wikipedia. So that was very encouraging. And at our events, we just have a great time. We have what's called Wikipedia edit-a-thons. And we've had them at the MoMA. We've had them at Schaumburg recently. We've had them at the Studio Museum in Harlem. And we've even partnered with some professors at NYU and at the New School to
Just set up the bank.
Set it up.
Right. And it's just been so fun. And every time you come, you meet new people.
Yeah.
You become a Wikipedian, obviously, by getting your account if you're new.
Yeah.
You meet new people. You learn how to do it better so that you're, because it's not every article on
Yeah.
Wikipedia that's
Right.
submitted that stays because
Right.
of this process I've mentioned. But you learn how to improve your submissions
Yeah.
so that
So
what
you
you
can
put
actually make it.
today, which
Yeah.
could be a sentence, we encourage everyone to leave with having done at least one sentence. That what you put today, let's say you come back 3 months from now, that it'll grow. Because the whole process, it's like a
Yeah.
tree of knowledge.
Can you make a living being a Wikipedian? Can you keep your lights on?
It's volunteers that do. That's the other
Yeah,
part about
it's
it.
volunteer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
volunteers who submit the articles.
So no.
And you
You're not going
can't.
to keep any lights on.
Well,
Wiki
technically, you can't write.
for profit, I think.
If you
Right.
have an organization that tells you to please go put stuff up
Right.
about us,
Okay.
it's frowned upon. But what's great is that there's so much interest. There was this woman who came the other day, and she was doing research on a sociological issue dealing with young girls in the Black community, and it was an interesting perspective, right? But all of it was backed by research. And for some reason, her articles kept disappearing. She would put something up, and it
Just
wouldn't
didn't
stick.
rise.
And so she was very discouraged. She decided, I'm not going to do this anymore.
And do you get a message from a Wikipedian when that happens? Like,
Yeah.
we are taking this down because we found this source wasn't.
Yeah. It's very interactive. So when
Okay.
if you're familiar, when you get on Wikipedia, it's a very interactive process. There's something called a talk page. So if someone takes something down, often they'll leave a note.
Oh, gotcha. Just a little
Or you
form.
can talk to someone about it.
So what had happened with the woman who had getting
Right,
her stuff
sorry.
I
evaporated?
think, I'm not exactly sure, but
Yeah.
she was concerned that because of her perspective, that
Aha.
it was falling on some ears that weren't,
weren't
receiving
feeling
it.
her,
So she gave up, and then on Facebook, she saw that we were having the Art and Feminism edit-a-thon at the MoMA, and it was the Friday before, and it was on Saturday. She's like, these are her words, get thee to an edit-a-thon. And so when she said that, I was like, really? That's what you said? Because it's my job to, do the social media and stuff. And she came, she ate, she drank, and she got training on how to improve her
stuck.
Yes.
Love
And
it.
so she got encouraged, and now she's doing it again.
So where can we go? When's the next
When and
one?
where?
How do we join?
Sure. Okay, so go to AfroCrowd. I almost said that. Anyway, AfroCrowd.org. And then you can sign up for our list
Okay.
so that you can know when the next one is. We're going to be at Rutgers University for the Black, Brown, Digital, Digital Blackness Conference. My mind is on two things. And it's going to be the first time that we're going to be there. We're going to be leading a panel discussion, and it will be on April 22nd.
Right.
And it's going to be Rutgers University.
Okay.
But for now, if you just want to see what we're about, you can go to AfroCrowd.org or in social media, AfroCrowd.
Very cool.
Excellent. And
I
there's
think you should
usually
show up.
food and drink
I'm
and
sure
encouragement.
There's a lot of hookups that happen too, I'm sure.
It's a lot of
like
fun.
it's
Yeah, people
Nerdland.
keep coming
you go
back.
and
Yeah.
My
meet
You can
somebody.
geek out on
Good
something you've
time.
been following for
Yeah.
a while that none of your friends care about, but
Right.
strangely enough, there's someone there
If you
who's
want to be in
thinking
a
about
room
it.
full
Yeah.
of dumb people, it's like, yeah, we should do some things after.
Or,
Yeah.
Moving on.
Edit this article together.
That's awesome. We can write a Wikipedia about how we met. Thank you for coming. I know more about Wikipedia than I did
Thanks
before
for
you sat
having us.
down.
This was really
Than
fun.
I did
Awesome.
ever.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Very
Thank
cool.
you so
Thank you.
much.
Yeah.